All right, sorry about that. So, why do you do it now? Because the concept of heaven does not have any of the qualities that this civilization has. None. Yet you expect to die and go to that heaven, which it's not gonna. It doesn't happen. It's that heaven and hell thing is a long term effect. If you reincarnate enough times, you ascend to another level of being. That's what you consider heaven. If you don't do that, if you don't ascend, eventually the civilization dies, and all souls get brought back down to the pool of creation, which is hell. But it's not eternity. What happens is that you then have to start over again. It's like third graders getting fourth graders getting brought back down to kindergarten, and then all over again, because you could never pass fourth grade. You kept on getting left back on fourth grade. So at that point, it's that if you keep on getting left back on fourth grade in this system of reincarnation, then eventually there's nothing else you can do. So there's nothing else other than do than to bring you back down to the pool of creation and wait for your creator to create another civilization that your souls are then gonna be brought into. Yeah, there's a problem with this. You see, everything in the universe works perfectly and in line with that perfection that the universe puts forth, except the human race. The human race is not perfect. The human race is flawed, and because it's flawed, then the souls that come in are also become flawed and do not ascend past a certain level. There's different dimensions. There's different realities. There's different things the Creator creates that are not. They're not just this human race. We're just part of other ones. You guys are just part of other ones. And but this one is one that has a specific quality that the human soul needed to overcome to be able to ascend. Some get past here, but a fraction of the ones that should get past. The rest are all stuck in this eternal kind of like cycle of birth and death until the civilization is eventually wiped away. That's what's happened to other civilizations in your past. That's going to happen. So the story of Christ itself, like I said, did not have disciples. Did not have there's no group of people that come down, ascended, and then or believe in this one person to the point where they then become disciples of this person and then go around and follow him around and then study with him and become eventually becomes a religion. That's not the way this works. Souls are brought down, as I am, as other starseeds are brought down to help, and then in most cases in this civilization, they're discovered and halted and stopped. One way or the other, they're stopped. They get to a point and they're then crucified, or they're shot, or whatever it is that happens to them, or they're pulled away from what their purpose is and stuck in some kind of a money situation where they now have to choose. Oh, do I believe in all this crap about being those purpose stuff and I was supposed to change things, or hey, I'm making good money now, so fuck all that, And that's where your civilization is stuck at. So the point I wanted to make with the Jesus story is that these books were written 2,000 years ago by men. Jesus didn't write them. God didn't write them. Men wrote them, and the men had a alternative motive. They saw how well the Jewish religion was running, so they said, you know what? Let's make this guy into the Messiah. Even though I don't believe there is no Messiah, Jesus isn't going to say, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Son of God, the only Son of God out here. He was trying to explain reincarnation. He was trying to explain that we're all a part of this higher plane. We're all fractals of God. We're all pieces of God. But in a sense, we're not. I'm solely not. That was specifically put in because the Jews were expecting the Messiah, and the disciples who then wrote the books disciples, disciples who then ended up writing the books, wrote themselves in as disciples. They all agreed to it, and the ones that wrote the books, at least they agreed to it, and the other characters were just put in as places. Now there are. I remember I did tell a story about Jesus never really dying and going to South America with Mary, and that is all true as well. But those people, I believe it was Peter and someone else. Judas was also involved as well. They were not disciples. They were just actors. They were just paid people to do what they needed to do to make the story real enough, so that a group of people believed it, so then they were able to go and write a book, and then later spread that knowledge. But no matter what, the whole concept and story of Christ represents, back then you chose greed over spirituality, and today you choose greed over spirituality again. And that, when I mean everything, even the spiritual community that uses money. Oh, but there's the other exchange. It's not money. It's a barter exchange of, like, you do something for me, I do something for you. Hey, whatever it is, man. It is the concept of somehow profiting off of something that you're doing that should be free. Then is corrupted. And again, if the moon started charging us to do the tides, if the sun started charging for light, if the universe started charging us for freaking whatever it does to sustain, for us to sustain life on this planet, then it would not work. Eventually, it would all die away. As a civilization, it's eventually all going to die away. That's all. The story of Christ is a story of an ascended master that came back down, requested by your creator, to help a civilization at one point avoid something that was going to happen way in the future. About 2,000 years, 2,100 years in the future. And so you got lots of time for them to realize what they were doing. And still to this day, you have not realized what you're doing. It's actually become worse, because now technology is involved and everything else is involved in spreading money, one way or the other. The concept of money, whether it's currency, whether it's coins, whether it's whatever it is that values human life with a price tag, and that you consider more valuable than human life and planetary life. That is the thing that originated from a place where you consider hell. You would consider a place where that is controlling the evolutionary process, and that is the purpose of this civilization, to overcome that. Of all the civilizations, all the different dimensions that the Creator has put life into, and seeing life evolved, you're one of the only ones that were challenged, because you were supposed to be much more advanced than you are right now. Challenged with the obstacle of overcoming something that's so powerful right now in your civilization, that in plain sight you can't do it. I mean, just look at the comments that people are putting on my Facebook page when I post things. They're just, you're crazy, you're stupid, go get help, get how this is, how is this ever going to happen, money's been around all the time, The money's not been around all the time. Money was introduced at one point of your evolutionary process to destroy you. And it has succeeded. And it has succeeded in the past.